Good morning. Welcome to the County Commissioners Work Session for October 18th. We'll start with Veteran Services. Morning, Tony.
Morning, Tony.
Gentlemen, I'm here to ratify the Operation Greenlight Resolution. The National Association of Counties has started participating, where counties throughout the state and the United States light up their facilities in green to support veterans during Veterans Day. It's a week-long thing. Commissioner Wiederspan led this up to get it started. It was last year. We missed it last year, so we're going to do it moving forward from today.
Okay.
Thanks,
Go ahead.
Tony.
Then we're here also to ratify the letters to Congressmen Kelly, Casey, and Fetterman pertaining to Operation Greenlight.
Okay. Any questions for Tim? Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Do you want to do that? Tim, before you go, we're going to do one other thing. Do you want to do it?
You want me to-
Yeah.
We have a few agenda items, sorry that we didn't start out with this. We have a few agenda items that accidentally didn't make their way on to the agenda. They're the addendum items on the very last page. We had to do something similar to this a couple months ago, and these items are related to the care center. So in light of where we are with that, I would make a motion that, pending the solicitor's approval, to make a motion to add these 4 items under Commissioners to this morning's agenda.
I will second that motion.
Okay. Probably
Is that
motion
okay,
second.
Keith? Yeah, you're not acting. We're not acting, right. Okay.
Okay.
So we do vote, though, to add them, correct?
If you want to ratify those.
Right
Just
now,
to
this
put them
was
on the
just to
agenda.
add
Okay,
these 4
okay.
items to the agenda.
Well, when he mentioned that comment, I want to make sure that's what he was. Okay. I probably moved to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank
Okay.
you for that.
Thank you.
IT?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning, Tim.
Morning, Tim.
IT is here to request to ratify the purchase of network troubleshooting work done by D'Agostino Electronic Services for $1,050. It is a budgeted item.
Any questions for Tim?
Nope.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Correctional facility?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Jack.
Morning, Jack.
This morning, I'm looking to get approval for the payment of $2,629.59 to Mobilcom for a yearly maintenance contract. This is a budgeted item.
These are for the radios, right? Your
Yes, sir.
guys' radios. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Secondly, looking to get approval for payment of $1,240 for the purchase of a new floor buffer from DeSantis Solutions. This is not a budgeted item. Ours died and it's beyond repair.
You have one buffer for the whole place, right? I mean,
We have one buffer for the smaller areas, and we have a bigger one for the hallways and everything. This is for the smaller one. And
this is
last,
it's a circular one you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Lastly, looking for approval for payment of $24,991.76 to Central Square for annual software maintenance fee for the jail management system. This is a budgeted item. I'm hoping that we're out of this contract by mid-2024, and this will be prorated, so possibly be less than the $24,000. And one thing to note, the company, the JMS that we're going to, their yearly maintenance fee is $15,000, quite a
Okay.
bit less.
Okay.
Any question for Jack?
No,
Thank you.
Thanks.
thank you, sir.
Public safety? Morning.
Morning, Greg.
Just asking for approval to purchase scheduling software from Pace Systems in the amount of $1,600, just for our daily, weekly scheduling, vacation selections, shift selections. It has the opportunity to tie into Eden and/or Munis accounting software as well, so.
I think it's great. Will this allow you to put out overtime shifts too in there? Or?
Yeah,
That's why I
and
thought.
everything we can do is through there. We can get rid of the old way. get it
Great,
done.
okay. Any questions for Greg? Thank you.
Thank you.
Planning? Oh, you're not Samantha Travis.
Not Samantha Travis. Samantha Travis is in Boston. She'll be covering next week. So, good morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Morning.
Zach.
Morning, Zachary.
First item this morning, we're asking for approval of an invoice from Pashick MTR. This is for their September engineering services with the Titusville Edmire Complex project for an amount of $1,797.50. It's paid for out of the City of Titusville's 2020 CDBG program.
Okay.
We're also asking for a resolution, approval of a resolution for the 2023 application for our Community Development Block Grant Program. This incorporates the county's projects, the city of Meadville, city of Titusville, and Vernon Township's projects as well.
Okay.
Okay. We're also asking for approval of a resolution to create a blight revitalization program. This is funded through the ARPA resources for demolition of commercial, residential, and removal of items on vacant lots.
I just had a couple questions on it, so maybe over the next week before we formally approve, we can just have a discussion about that,
Yep.
please.
Okay.
We're also asking for the execution, or ratifying the execution and contract for University of Pittsburgh at Titusville for $67.50 to reserve a location for the county's comprehensive plan workshops that will take place next week.
Okay.
We're also asking to ratify the execution of a contracted and payment to Active Aging in the amount of $79.50. This is also for one of the comprehensive plan workshops taking place next week. Both of those are paid for out of the state facility transition closure program fund.
Okay.
We're asking to ratify an execution for a cooperation agreement with the Crawford Tech and Ferguson Construction Company for taking a cooperative student. This is under our construction industry workforce program that was authorized through the agreement with Crawford Tech. We'll be covering the students' co-op payments through our whole home repair program.
Any questions on that?
We're also asking to enter into the same agreement with J.C. Zaccardi Builders and Crawford Tech for a student. And then we're also asking to enter into an agreement with Fuller Building Group for the same agreement. And we
Thank
should
you.
have 7 more of these by the time this program is done.
Thank you
We've
for all your
budgeted
work
for
with
10
this. It's
students.
pretty exciting stuff especially for the construction industry to get some young kids involved, and it sounds like it's pretty exciting. So, thank you, Zach.
Right, thank you, guys.
Fantastic program.
Yep. Maintenance. You don't look like Mark.
Well, you know, we flip-flop.
We have a lot of questions today. Sorry.
I have a lot of no answers.
Morning,
The
Jen.
first item I'd like to request to ratify approval to pay an invoice from the remodeling project for the courthouse,
Okay.
the HVAC, to Meadville Ready Mix for $440. The next asks for approval to pay an invoice for Perry Construction to replace 437 square feet of sidewalk out front of the courthouse for $7,074.
Okay.
The next thing, asking approval to hire David Laird Associates to complete a topographical survey to be used to build a parking lot behind the courthouse for $5,475. Approval to pay an invoice for Gilday Group. This is for application 7R for the work done on the ADA ramp out in front of the courthouse for $24,295. Approval to hire Ram Construction. This is to replace the metal roof on the Usho Arena up at the fairgrounds for $220,000.
Commissioner Reedus, do you want to talk about the timeline a little bit so everybody knows? So,
Yeah, this contract was being awarded from the bids that we did earlier, a month or so ago, but the actual construction will not take place until 2024 because it's getting too late in the season and they couldn't get the materials in time before that building's used for winter storage. So this locks up the contract and they'll store the materials and be responsible for them on site at their facilities. So
it'll be done well before the fair or anything
yeah,
else next year.
it'll be done early in the spring before things get busy up the fairgrounds again.
Okay.
The next item is requesting to ratify approval to pay an invoice for Suit Coat. This was to tar and chip the roads and apply a fog seal to the roads at the fairgrounds for $21,228.68.
Okay.
Requesting to ratify approval to hire W Arcade Paving to do asphalt work. This was up at the District Magistrate's Office in Vernon Township for $9,700.
Okay.
Requesting to ratify approval to pay Mealy Excavating and Construction Incorporated, and this was to move a water line for the care center for $58,050.
Okay.
Next, approval to pay the Eads Group for engineering work that was done on the water line for the care center, and this was for $7,500.
Okay.
And last, approval to pay Hillside storage sheds, and this was to build a storage shed, at the Crawford County Correctional Facility for $4,891.
Okay, thank you.
That's it, thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Human Services,
Hi, Sue.
Morning, Sue.
I'm requesting approval of the purchase requisition to Farm Chem Incorporated for drug testing patches and supplies. The total cost is $657.86. The cost to the county is $142.08.
okay,
And then I'm requesting approval of the following contracts, which have the same services and rates as fiscal year 22-23. Community Rising Therapy, an MHID EI contract for speech therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, special instruction, and IFSP teaming services. Next Step Therapy, an MHID EI contract for speech, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech, special instruction, and IFSP teaming services. Northwest Tri-County Intermediate Unit 5, an MHID EI contract for special instruction. Positive Steps Therapy, an MHID EI contract for speech, physical therapy, occupational therapy, special instruction, and IFSP teaming services. United Community Independence Programs, an MHID EI contract for in-home and community supports, behavioral support, support medical environment, and recreation and leisure time activities. Catherine Alferi Darling, a professional contract for physical therapy and IFSP teaming. Sand Speech Therapy, a professional contract for speech and IFSP teaming. And Therapy House for a professional contract for occupational therapy.
any questions for Sue?
Nope.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Finance,
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning.
Stephanie.
Morning, Stephanie.
I'm seeking approval for invoices totaling $89,776.32. The first is to the Visitors Bureau as the 2023 budgeted allocation in the amount of $2,000. That comes from Culture and Recreation. The second is to Community Health Services. It's the 2023-2024 September trip reimbursement. Invoice number 168 in the amount of $67,245. Comes from Human Services Transportation Block Grant. And lastly, the Crawford County Drug and Alcohol, quarter 1 and 2, 2023 match in the amount of $20,531.32. That comes from Human Services Drug and Alcohol.
Okay.
Secondly, I have for ratification an addendum to the engagement letter with Mara Dussel for the preparation of the interim proprietary fund financial statements for the Crawford County Care Center.
any questions for Stephanie?
No.
Commissioner's Office?
Asking to ratify the payment for 5 employees to attend the CCAP Fall Conference, in the total amount of $4,180.70. This price includes registration, the hotel, and meals.
Okay,
Seeking to ratify the First Amendment to Asset Purchase Agreement with Crawford Care Center, Crawfco LLC.
okay,
Ratify business, and/or personal financial services. Seeking to ratify consent to share tax return information with the Small Business Administration. To ratify the interim nursing home administrator agreement with Health Services.
okay,
And then we have 2 notifications. Act 14 notification from William Field for NPDES permit to allow the discharge of treated sewage into Waldo Township. And an Act 14 notification from GPI Inc. for transmission line and 6, 8, 12, and 16-inch piping for water utilities streams crossing the state of Township.
any questions for Courtney? Upcoming events, we have a full session October 25th, and then next work session November 1st. We are closed November 7th and the 10th. Commissioner comments, Commissioner Soff,
Nothing today, thank you.
Commissioner Wiederspan.
Yeah, I'd just like to echo what Tony shared with us this morning, the plans to turn the courthouse green from November 6th through the 12th to recognize our veterans, and would encourage each and every one in the county to also participate with that, with turning their residences or businesses green as well in support of veterans. I think that's a great way to get the word out there, and they certainly deserve our respect and our support.
Thank you. Sorry, is there any public comment? Anybody want? Oh, good. All right, I don't have any other. We'll see you next week. Thank you.